Uh, do, do, do. All right, hello and welcome to this showcase of the last two divisions in Warno's new Southag DLC. Obviously, usually there would be like gameplay videos coming out and stuff when the NDA drops, but last time I complained that I only got 19 hours notice, so this time they gave me 2 hours. How cool is that? So. Looks like they're even Stevens on the votes, 50-50 on which div shall we play first. So I guess I'll pick, because I've got the deciding vote there. So I'll show off the French one, and then I'll show off the Soviet one. So this is the new Division du Rhine. I'll end my membership if Hippie doesn't start. What do you mean, bro? I just got here. So, yeah, first tab. You've seen, so basically the concept behind this division is that it's another reservist slop division, and there's a lot of overlap with 152 Easy, the other French reservist slop division. So that's that, I suppose. Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting the Twitch stream up and all that. So, yeah, we've seen this one before. And then we've this is new, so this is the thing that comes on the sappers. Oh, that's new as well. Okay, this is the one that comes on the sappers in 5e, except now it's a CV, so it's 2 availability, and it costs 50, which is okay. I mean, it's got 3 armor and a machine gun on it, I suppose. But yeah, no smoke or anything, only 2 availability. And then you've got a Recon Helo, which is also in 152 Easy, and that's going to be a popular... I've just noticed when I look to the right, I just sort of fade into the light. I'm not sure what's going on there. Can I even close my blinds properly and the sun's getting at me? There we go, that might help a little bit. Anyway, so... Oh yeah, it might be because of what's behind me. It's alright, you guys aren't in any hurry, are you? Somebody said something about badminton. Badminton is for women, and women do not watch YouTube channel, so I'm sure it'll be okay. Also, yeah. Oh, I just sat on my foot. Well, I should have been ready ahead of time. What can I say? This is the production quality you know me for. If you don't like it, watch my competitors. In fact, don't do that. Please watch me. I need the money. So... This is the Alouette, right? It's in 152 Easy, 3 per card CV. Then the TRM1 Guerrillian, and that's in 6 Easy. So that's, you know, you've seen this before. You've also seen this before because it's in 152 Easy, so it's a car CV. And then it is the Fox Führer, apparently. Not sure why it says Führer twice now. Didn't used to. But yeah, that's also in 2nd Panzergren and 5th Panzer, because apparently there's some German units in this division, and then there's a FOB, right? So that's it for the Logi tab. Looking at the infantry, so yeah, I mean, it's a fairly nice Logi tab in that these are all 1-pointers, so you can easily bring, you know, some, well, I probably prefer this, and then like 3 cards of supply or something. Infantry, so this is your first new infantry unit, the Command Gendarme Mobiles. So this is Prevost, but with extra steps. 4 HP, 2 availability, but very, very cheap. But, you know, you have already seen this one in 152, and I feel like this is a better choice, because even though it's reservist, you get 3 of them in a card, so it just seems like a better choice. Very nice slots on the infantry tab. And then, yeah, we've got Prevost, which you've seen before. And, yeah, you can vet up the reservists. So we got some Prevost, and they come in the P4 Gendarme, which was added with the other South Actives, right? This was added with 6E, so you've seen that before. But then we've got this new gendarmes mobiles, and this is a big military police squad. Sadly, no AT, and the two SMGs do make it kind of worse as an infantry squad, because at max range it'll only have 7 shooty power, right? Because this is 2 rifles. It's only got 7 shooty power at max range, because the SMGs won't shoot. But it comes with this new transport, the truck. It's got Renault. Is that supposed to say Renault there? Oh, no, it says something. It is a Renault. I think it's a Renault. Or you can get the Verburg, which looks a lot like the Belgian one, except the BDX or whatever, except this doesn't have smoke. It is fast, but it doesn't have smoke. It's just a military police vehicle. But it's the same price, right? So you would obviously never bring this one, because this is just the same but faster and armoured and a gun and 2 more HP. Although I suppose this has mediocre stealth, but who cares? Anyway, Command Reservists you know from 152 Easy, but now they come in... I don't know if they come in this vehicle in 152 Easy. You've certainly seen this vehicle before, the AMX-13, with its 3 front armour smiley face. It's basically the French version of the M113, but for some reason it's got 3 armour, but these guys need it. Then we have Reservistes from 152 Easy, except now you cannot vet them, but as a consequence they don't get the Reservist VAB, which is the best part of the Reservists. They don't get that anymore, so that's a big shame. But yeah, you'll notice that there's a lot of overlap with 152 Easy, right? And the Reservists LRAC, which are also from 152 Easy, as you can see down here. But they also don't get access to the Reservist VAB, but what they do get is the 25.3 armor 50 cal vehicle, which is probably not so bad, actually. So maybe you can spam, instead, because in 152 I spam these guys. Well, you can't vet them, but I spam them for the Reservist VABs. Whereas this time you can spam for the not Reservist AMX-13, I suppose. So you can like try 2 cards of that, maybe. Then there's the new Reservists, which they have the DMR. So that's cool, but they don't have a nice transport, so that's a bit rough. A game made in France. Yeah, it's weird. I do live stream. Yeah, I know I never mention it. Have they literally just pressed into service a random French transit? Yeah, I mean it's just a car, isn't it? It's literally just a car. They've put a blue light on the top, I guess. Anyway, so this is a nice new unit, I suppose, but I don't know, I mean, in terms of the viability of this division, I think the other one's a lot more viable. Anyway, you know these guys from 5E, 5 guys with smoke, but only 2 availability. Then you get Chasseurs from 5E as well, so this is 8 men for 50 points with the DMR and the MMG. But then there's this LRAC here, which is better than the other LRAC by quite some margin. So you're paying 10 points more, whoops, to lose 2 availability and lose 2 HP, but they're not reservists, and they come in this, which you'll know from 5E, because the sappers get it in 5E, whereas here the mainline infantry gets it, so that's your autocannon. So, and it's only 30 points, so maybe it's worth bringing. It's probably worth bringing. The VCI 13 has room for 10 IRL. Okay, cool. Sadly... Oh, I suppose these are 10. This is 8. So Jaeger Fury, you'll know from all the German divs. So 10 strength, no AT, and it comes in the Fox. Then a regular Jaeger, which you'll know from... Huh, only TKS has these guys, but they come in the Fox Milan, so that's actually interesting, right? Because then you can... and then they do something similar in TKS, where there's like a Jaeger unit that comes in a ATGM transport. I don't know if it's actually the Fox Milan. So you can get a lot of Fox Milans with these guys. If you like bring them at Novet or whatever, it's not a bad idea, actually. or even just bring him at 1 vet and get the Fox Milan. Then you've got Jaeger Carl Gustav, which is apparently unique to the French. It's only on this div. And it's like Jaeger Panzerfaust, except just better. For the same price. You get Carl Gustav instead of a Panzerfaust 44, but you only get 1 card of him. So that's probably nice to bring. And then, yeah, Command Sappers, you'll know from... oh, that's cool. Is there anything else that comes in that? Anyway, Command Sappers, you'll know from all the other French divs, right? 8 guys, no smoke, no AT, 2 availability. Then you've got Reservistes Sappers. So these guys are actually a really nice squad, and you get 4 cards of them. For 40 points, it is Reservist, which is kind of rough for a Satchel squad, but they also have AT. So it's sort of like the Reservists LRAC, except better. Because you get Shock, which is neither here nor there really, but you lose the 3 SMGs, which you don't want because they're bad. And so it's just better Reservists LRAC. But they don't come in the funny transport. So that's your trade-off. Yeah, and you get 4 cards of them, so that's probably quite a good card to bring a few of. But because they've got AT and satchels for 40 points, but they are reservists, right? And they don't have a nice transport, whereas this has a nice transport, I think. But yeah, maybe you should just bring everything in trucks, and you know, there you go, you get that. Regular sappers, you'll know from 5e and 152 easy. So they're like the other sappers, except they don't get the rocket launcher. They lose 2 men, but they're not reservist. The real advantage is they come in this thing, which is the same price as the other one, except now it gets smoke. So isn't that a lot more useful? Where's the smoke coming from? Oh, it's these things here on the front. Smoke launchers, yeah. So now you get smoke, but the armor doesn't go up even though you have a dozer now. So yeah, it's battle of the cost-effective transports, I suppose. Like that's kind of nice for 25 points, 50 cal, 3 armor and smoke. So actually pretty good, but this is a better actual unit. So yeah, Poland has that as well. Yeah, Sapper's Flam. So I still don't recommend the Flam. The aim time did go down from 4 seconds to 2 seconds in the last patch, not this coming patch. But the reload time's still 8 seconds and it has a 45% accuracy, so what happens is you shoot once, you miss, and then that's it, you lose. So there's no point in them. But they get the nice transport as well. Then the M40A1, you'll know from 152 easy, right? Still only 2 strength, so they're not as good as I've noticed there's no MMG team in this division, which is kind of weird. There's no MMGs, there's no HMGs. You know, some reservist MMG would be cool. And then you get Jaeger Milan 1 and Jaeger Milan 2. So the Germans are bringing the ATGMs this time. And you can bring those in the Milan one. So, yeah, I mean, what to bring? These are a nice unit. You probably do need some military police just to keep everybody alive. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm particularly, you know, it's not an amazing infantry tab, right? There's just not a lot of good units here. There's a lot of bad units here, but there's no... It's like 152 easy, but with fewer steps, right? Because you don't have the Commandos de l'air, which is what makes 152 easy not in the bin. Whereas these guys don't even get that, so that's pretty rough. It's pretty rough, I gotta tell you. The Germans bringing those French ATGMs, yeah, that's right, the Milan's French, yeah. Because Milan's in France. So, this is the arty tab. You've seen this mortar before, all the French boys get it. Then the howitzers. These used to go like 4-3-2, and now they go 4-2 again, so I'm not sure why that happened, but anyway. Then this is new, right? So it looks really cool, but I mean, it's not very useful as as an actual unit in the game. But yeah, you can see through there, which is cool, right? and then you can shoot your 9 pen missile at somebody with 25% accuracy. Anyway, this is a pretty funny looking one. So this is 155mm howitzer, and you do get 2 cards of them. So it's literally, look at this, and look at like the legs at the back, and then you'll notice that this is just that. It's just that, but they've just kind of shoved it into the back of this thing, and the legs are still poking out, which I think is hilarious. So, yeah, it's definitely definitely something. Oh, it's actually off-centered. That's the first time I've seen one of these, and it's not perfectly centered. I wonder if that's on purpose. It looks cool. Oh, hang on, is it supposed to be like that? Have you noticed that the actual lip thing that it goes on is not in the center? Oh, of course, because otherwise this guy can't... Because, like, this must be a hatch for the driver. And if this was pointing straight forwards, he wouldn't be able to poke his head out. Or is it just a spare tire? It might just be a spare tire. Anyway, and then, yeah, you've seen this before, because it's in 152 easy, right? Many such cases. And then this is an M270, and apparently the French had those too. So there's a French M270 there with the cluster. Tanks. So, this Milan 1 carrier, it's a shame that it's a Milan 1 and not a Milan 2. I believe 152 Easy gets a Milan 2 option as well. And they also get this option. And then this is sort of the cool stuff. So this is the AMX-13, which you'll know from Berlin Command, but now it's a Commander as well. And everybody's asking about Nemesis 4. This is Southag, bro. Southag isn't even out yet. You gotta wait until Southag's out. And then you can wait for Nemesis 4. And given how delayed Southag was, who knows when Nemesis 4's coming out? So, this isn't even out. Anyway, so this is interesting as a concept. It is a tank. But it's also got an ATGM on it with 19 pen, but very bad accuracy. And you get 12 of them. So, sadly, only 1 card, so you can't really upvet them. Well, I suppose you could still have 16, because like this is that, except you play Spot the Difference. Spot the difference. So do you see this? Basically what they've done here is they've got, Wally from the, or is that like Johnny number 5 or whatever if you're old enough, and they've replaced him with a box, and now it has more accuracy. That's the only difference. so you'll see that this goes from 40 to 50. So yeah, you pay 5 points more for the privilege of that, and yeah, this is like, it's a shame there's only 1 card each, but it is what it is. And then there's the M47 Dozer, which is the one off Div Mob, right? Except now it's got a Dozer on the front. So if we compare that to what's this called? If we compare that to the other M47s. Yeah, this is the one from Div Mob, right? And the one from France has 1 fewer gun, but it has 1 more armor, and it's not reservist. So it's got 5% more accuracy on everything because it's not reservist. Also, it can be upvetted once. So it's definitely better than the Div Mob one. But I think you only get 1 card once again. So where are we? Where did I put it? It's in here somewhere. There it is. So, yeah, but you only get 1 card. But it's cool that you can upvet them, right? So you would probably do something like that. And then, yeah, this is the one off TKS, except this can now be upvetted as well, which is interesting because I think the one in TKS can't be upvetted. Yeah, so it's really weird. They got to come back and unlock the vets on these because I think that this should be upvettable. Why would it be different in the French one when it's just the same thing? But yeah, the ability to upvet by 1 is actually very important. It makes these things a lot more useful if they can be upvetted. So you get plenty of tanks, if you want to call them that. Recon. So, yeah, and this is heat. And yeah, 10 pen is... But that's not... Against the tank, it would never shoot this. It would always shoot this, right? And then, you know, you've got 16 ATGMs with 3 armor and smoke is actually pretty good on the defense, because most enemy tanks at max range won't be able to one-shot you. The top... I think an M1A1 would, maybe. I think so, yeah. An M1A1 or a Leopard 2A4, or, you know, the top-of-the-line Soviet ones, the TAE-U or whatever, they'd one-shot you. But everybody else, I think, isn't going to one-shot you at max range. And then you're just going to smoke. And also, you were firing an ATGM at them, and it does 19 pen, which is, you know, it's not bad. It one-shots a 5-armor vehicle. So, yeah, it's interesting for, like, the defense. On the offense, I don't know, you're going to have a rough time, I think. Anyway, this one, you know, from 5e, your very good optics 15 thingy. Then you've got BGS Thricer from 11th ACAV, so this is recon for 20 points with SMGs, but they are malicious, so they're very bad. Then Reserve Eclairs from 152 Easy, and they get the same transport options as 152 Easy, so you can get them in the Alouette or in this thing. 25 points, good optics, good stealth, or just the regular one. Then the M201 Resora, which basically has this thing here, so you sit here and then it gives you brain cancer, as it blasts the radar waves across the battlefield to give you exceptional optics. Recon Helo. This thing off 152 Easy. It shoots smoke, which is interesting now. It didn't used to do that. In real life, this is a mortar, and in Wargame Red Dragon, it's a mortar. You see this, it tilts all the way up, and then it acts as a mortar. But they just didn't do that for Warno, so it's a bit of a shame, really. But it does shoot smoke, because, yes, the mortar could fire smoke. And then the AML-90, which is also from 152 and 11 Easy. So very good optics and good stealth. Then this, which is pretty cool. So this is a recoilless rifle with good optics and good stealth. Although I suppose the ones in the infantry tab would have had good stealth anyway. I think. Anyway. It's only 6 availability, sadly, but it's interesting as a concept. And then Jäger Aufklärer, which you'll be very familiar with from the German divs. And they get the Aufklärer Fox, which only Luftlander gets. AA, so Fliegerfaust, which you'll know all about. No Minstrels, which is a big shame, actually. What are you guys complaining about? What are they actually going to do against heavier tanks? That's a very good question. It's a very good question. Flieger my Faust. The NDA is dropped for these 2 divisions and the subsequent balance fixes, which I can't remember most of, but there are some small balance tweaks, mainly to the existing South actives. So, like, the Canadian planes are getting more expensive because they're all stupidly cheap. And Spain, I think, is getting some nice buffs. Some small buffs. Anyway, Fliegerfaust. Maxon, which you'll know from the Belgians get this in Div Mob, but now you get the French version. So you can stare into this man's eyes, but actually you can't because you can't hide the transport option. So thankfully Eugen covers up his stare there. Then this thing, which is garbage, as we all know. It's a Bofors. Or a Bofors equivalent. Oh no, it is a Bofors. Yeah. And then this thing, which is also garbage. Actually, it might not be. 20% accuracy. From what I remember, the Maxon has better DPS than any of these other things, just because it shoots so fast. Although that 30 mil, given that it has 20% accuracy, and 0.6 HE, and an 8 salvo length, is probably actually better against infantry than the Maxon is. Which is nice, but it does run out of ammo in half a minute, because for some reason it has a 1129 ROF, even if it's firing salvos of 8 once every 2 seconds. Which would be 8 times 30, which would be 240, but apparently the rate of fire is 1129, and that dictates what the ammo consumption is. So the one on the right would run out of ammo within 30 seconds, whereas the one on the left can fire for 3 minutes. And it's got twice the availability, so my money's still on this thing. Then you get a Maxon on a car at 12 availability, so that's pretty cool. Maxon half-track Maxon. So, yeah, it's just the same thing, but now it's on a car. And then the French apparently had Eyehawks, so now you get French Eyehawks. Okay. No, I don't have a release date. Yeah, it is NS. In the real history, the German brigade, which was on the Rhine, wasn't completely reservist like the airborne German division. I'll take your word for it, but obviously this is still classed as reservist for some reason, so there you go. Yeah, so helis, so you've seen this before in 152 Easy, wow. And then you get the Gazelle cannon, which is nice, but look how expensive these slots are. And then you get the Bow Par, which is better than this, but it costs more. But it has the same availability. And then Air, so Alpha Jet Napalm, you'll be very familiar with this because it's bad and you never bring it. Keep off, that means keep off your deck, because Napalm planes have been useless since... well, those who know why Napalm planes became useless. That was a very, very funny tournament. Anyway, Alpha Jet Cluster. Okay. Kill a tank if you get through. You've only got 6 HP. And then I'm surprised these are only 3 availability, frankly, but so I thought cheaper jets was supposed to be more, but anyway. Mirage 3E from 152 Easy. The Mirage 3E Seed, which is unique to this division, and it's like the Jaguar Seed, except different. Not sure how it's different. It's cheaper. It's cheaper, but it only has 20% ECM on a seed plane, which is pretty crazy. Not even 30%? Wow, that's very low. But it's more of an anti-helo thing because of the magic missiles, and it's got a seed on it which won't hit anything. So, at least it's 3 availability. You can sort of use it to kill helicopters, I suppose. And then this, which is very bad against tanks. And yeah, this really does struggle against tanks. And then you've got the Mirage 2000 Random Deathmatch, so that's yet another shotgun fighter. And then the Random Deathmatch AA2, which these are both apparently unique to this division. So I guess it's got a slightly different... I'm not sure what RDM actually stands for, but there is a Mirage 2000C in other French divs. This only has 30% ECM, maybe the other one has 20, who knows. But yeah, these are not great missiles. I don't know, frankly, this should probably be 3 per card. If you compare it to like the MiG-23s, which shoot further. And a 3 per card. Anyway, F4 FAT. Looks like a slightly better TKS. Nah, not really. Because TKS gets the Jaeger Aufklärer, and it gets the AMX-10RC, and it gets the F-104s. The only advantage of this... the tank tab here is better because you can upvet these, and you can't upvet the TKS ones. But yeah, TKS gets Panzerfaust 3s and Green Berets and all that. I think this is worse than TKS, frankly. But yeah, AT plane and bomber. So let's build the deck and then we'll do the other one. Because I asked some people if they wanted to play against me in about 30... Oh, shit. Oh, never mind, it didn't show up. Sorry, I'm a potty mouth now. Yeah, so... Not sure if these are such a great idea. Probably get the CV, maybe, and then we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is probably a nice number. Get the arty. Well, yeah, we could try and use this to, like, snipe tanks or something. Does that make sense? And we don't have any self-propelled mortars. this doesn't really work well as a mortar, because even though yes, 105s, etc., they undid the vet improvement where they went 4-3. And it wouldn't work for this anyway. But the main thing is if you have recon in the area, it starts getting corrected shot, and then the smoke doesn't work properly, so it's not that great. Because, yeah, I feel like I need this, because what happens if I come up against a tank? What the hell am I supposed to do? Yeah, so reservist sappers, and then this is a smoke the whole map division, basically, if you were wondering. I don't think it's very good, frankly. I think it's actually kind of bad. So, anyway, we should probably bring the chasseurs in the 20 mil so that we can get some fire support on the field, maybe. This is a nice idea, like spam the Fox Milans on everybody. Could be useful. But they don't have any AT, and yeah, anyway, that's probably one infantry too many, actually, because you don't really need that much infantry. Well, maybe you do in this case. Anyway, yeah, arty we covered. Tanks, yeah, so we got the funny tanks and the less funny tanks. We've got enough ATGM, so I don't need this. And then that's a 2-pointer, and this is a 2-pointer, so there's no point putting this CV in instead of the other one. Although 60 for that compared to 50 for that, you get a gun, and you also get smoke, which is pretty useful. 10 points more. I mean, all it's going to do is sit with the RT anyway, so I don't really see the point. But it's a nice idea. Recon, so yeah, you don't have any airborne forward deployed on this div, so you can do a lot of coping. 20 points for these guys probably isn't so bad, because you can just kind of sneak them around everywhere and be a pain in the neck. So, are they only 4 guys? Well, we don't have to upvet them if they're only 4 guys. The AML 90 is funny because it's got 90 kilometers an hour speed. Jaeger Aufklär is always fun. Is it even worth getting that? This has smoke anyway, so. Yeah, the pickings are slim, man. This div is kind of not great. Eyehawk, Maxon, funny other Maxon. Like, this can be my anti-infantry. Well, I've got enough anti-infantry. I got all these crappy tanks. And these guys have a 30 mil, so what do I need that for? I mean, I want an updated Flieger first, I think. And then we have 2 AP, for which we're going to have to make some changes. Because we need some planes. So that's my quote-unquote ASF. This is my anti-helo, but this is also my anti-helo. And between the two of them... Oh, actually, it's got 30% ECM. Man, this div sucks. Anyway, let's get rid of an infantry card. So, probably don't need all this infantry. So we can get rid of the this one, because we've got enough Milans around here, I think. That gives me 3 AP, which is 2 more planes. This is just going to miss all the time, and then I'm going to commit Sudoku. If I want to kill helos, don't I want this instead of that? It's actually got less ECM than the fighter. And then, yeah, we'll get the AT plane and the other AT plane. I mean, this is not great, but I guess the idea is I shoot 3 of them out at once and hope one of them hits. Yeah, so that's the French div. Now we'll show off the please react harder. I don't get why one would want to play this Rhine div over what we already have. That's a very good point. Anyway, let's cover 17th Soviet. I'll tell you whose fault this is. This is the fault of everybody who voted for the damn Nemesis, which added 152 easy. Because now, we've just got the same division twice. Whereas we could have had a cool British reservist division, which we're getting in the next Nemesis, so we would have had the same division twice again, but the flag would have been different, so I would have been a lot happier. So let's cover 17YA, which is totally not almost identical to 157Y, eh? People, sometimes they ask me, Hippie, why don't you have any sponsors? I just can't keep my mouth shut. So, take the Jeeps. Jeep 30, Jeep Milan, Jeep RCL, Jeep. I'm good, mate. So this is 157Y, which is sorry, this is 17Y, which is not very similar to 157Y. It's definitely not just anyway. So this is the Gaz, which you've seen a million gorillion times. This is the MTLV supply, which you've also seen a gorillion times. This is the MI. You can see all the divisions they're in at the bottom. And this is the Kraz. I'm getting very excited about this Logi tab. There's not a single new unit in this Logi tab. Oh man. Yeah, helicopter, and then BMP1. You've never seen any of these units before. Wow. And then the Belazon Jeep. This thing, which is only in 157Y. So this is in this tab. This is the most unique item because it's only in the div that's already in the game, which is a lot like this one. Whereas all the rest are in every div known to man. One shudders to think what's going to happen when they run out of space here. What's going to happen then? Is it just going to go off the sides? Anyway, infantry. Let's hit reset. There are some very exciting things in this division, which we'll get to. So, Commandatura, which is not one of the things I was just talking about. Res Pulmachiki, which is in 157Y. In the Res BTR 152K, which is in 157Y. By the way, I think this div is like A tier, because it's just 157Y, but better. So, and 157Y, in my opinion, is A tier. So this div, I think, is a lot more competitive than the other one. The other one, I would say, is very similar to 152 Easy, which I would rate as D tier, as in, like, literally the worst division in the game. So, at least, if you're a Pact fan, you've got a division which is going to be quite competitively viable in my estimation. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat, make sure I didn't show that on the screen. I'm trying to organise my match, see if we can get some show matches after we've done this. So Pulmachiki's in 157, well, it's in lots of divs. BMP 1s, this is an important balance change, actually. These aren't 25 points anymore, because that was just absolutely stupid for the longest time. So the Polish one and the Czech one are also 30 points now, and the DDR ones are also 5 points more. This obviously stays at the same price as 40, but this being 25 was just it was just so stupid. It made absolutely no sense. Very, very broken. So now they're 30, which I think is a good thing. And I see you guys seem to mostly exist. You seem to mostly agree. Anyway, yeah. So there are some cool units, we'll get to them, right? But I gotta drag it out for the ad revenue. Smiley face. No, I'm gonna go through it in order, right? So this is in 157Y, it is a CV, it is 3 availability with 8 HP and an RPG, and it is therefore a very good CV. So, but you're quite limited on inf slots here, whereas the Logi is a lot more fulfilling, or whatever you want to call it. Reservisti, which are the core of 157Y, where you just spam Reservisti at 1 vet in the 5th, and it's like 45 points for this combination, which is absurd. So let's just get a bunch of those immediately, because that's how you play 157Y as well. You just get 3 cards of this, and you just run at people, and then they die. Saperi Commander, which you've seen before, it's 4 strength. So these CVs are sort of all over the place, right? I mean, it is cheaper, but why is this 2 availability and this is 3? Do you know what I mean? This is 4 HP, this is 8 HP. It's just because of the Reservist trait, but anyway. Reservist Saperi, which you've seen in 157Y, and you won't be bringing them here either because they're a waste of time. But, I mean, they're alright, I guess. It's just 35. Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose because if you compare them to the French ones, well, the French ones have AT as well, actually. But anyway, it's just the issue with sappers, right? Is you got to run up to the enemy to throw the satchel. If you're a reservist, you take 50% extra suppression, which means that you run up to the enemy and you never get to him because he suppresses you and you run away. So it's kind of hard to use them because you've got to get into him without him suppressing you. And yeah, so generally you want the non-reservist ones as a general rule. And this is like it's only 5 points more, and it's just way better. Although it has one less availability. Anyway, Reservist Saperi RPO, which are always also in 157Y, and they sort of have the same problem as we spoke about. Flamethrowers are not very good. RPOs are good, which we're getting to. Regular Saperi, and they come in the BTR 70, which is in 56Y. So it's like the BTR 60 PB, except different somehow. It's just the SPW 70, isn't it? But it's not got Resolute. Then, yeah, Motor Strelky Commander. So these guys have 80 in smoke, but they're only 4 men. And they're in loads of divs. Regular Motor Strelky, which you've seen lots of times. And they get the... This is now 30 points, right? SPG 9, which you've seen before. It'd be cool if these were like 4 HP. Have you noticed these guys don't have MMGs either? That's weird, actually. I wonder if this is on purpose or if it's because it's early access, you know, it's not finished yet, that sort of thing. And then, yeah, so this is the unit you've been waiting for, the KGB. Hippie sleeping on flamers. I am a flamer. We don't need additional flamers. I do enough flaming. So this is the KGB, and there's 3 of them, and they're all pretty good. So... This is the CV, which is probably not that good, actually. But anyway, these guys are pretty good. So they have an SVD and an RPG and security and military police. Anyway, and they're KGB. But yeah, BTR 70 grenade launcher from 56Y, right? That's a very nice vehicle. It doesn't have smoke, but it's very good against infantry, and it can wheel in and out of places pretty fast. You know, speed is its armor or whatever. And this is a very nice squad. It's got the SVD and so on, so you definitely want that. And they've got the military police, so you can embed these with your reservisti spam. So it's just like way better than 157Y in my opinion, which is already a very strong division. So this is definitely going to be a lot more meta in my opinion than Division du Rhine, which strikes me as a bit not great, frankly. Then you've got this one, which is even better, because now it's 11 guys, and it has an RPO and an RPG. So these are your sappers, because they got RPOs and RPGs and 11 guys and 2 PKMs and military police and security. You can also use them to just bring 8 Mi-8 rockets if you want, which I won't be doing because I actually want to be able to buy all of these units. Whereas if you bring it in this, sure, you get 8 Mi-8 rockets, but you can only buy like 1 a minute. Whereas here you can just buy them all, right? So that's a much nicer tab. But you'll notice no infantry ATGMs, which is, you know, that is a disadvantage, right? But yeah, you've got everything you need. You just buy these guys, and you buy 1 of these for every 2 of these you buy, and you should be fine. Arty. I know this is a very, very, very good unit for 70 points. It's actually quite incredible how cheap that is. Although, well, I don't know. If you compare it to, like, Spetsnaz, aren't they, like, 90? But no, it is a nice unit. Just in general, like, the way it's structured. High HP, RPO, RPG just means this guy runs through the forest and he just kills everybody. And you can't suppress him because he's military police, so he gets a suppression regeneration bonus. Although, actually, I don't know if that actually benefits the unit itself. Either way, this man should never be without a reservisti meat shield in front of him, so it should be this plus this at all times. Arty, so a mortar. This is the BM43 mortar, apparently. I'm not sure why it says that we've not seen this before. We definitely have. It might have been like on the DDR or something. How they will stop the French where 31st YA failed. Yeah, that's in the law, isn't it? Anyway, the 120mm, which comes in the MTLB, so that's nice to avoid counter battery. Is the Tulipan fixed? We'll get to it. M30. I want to tell you right now, but I appreciate that I need the views. So M30 howitzer, which is like the D30, I guess. I don't know. Nobody ever brings these light howitzers because they're bad. And this, you know, if you recall, light howitzers went 432, but I don't know if like 122 does the. I don't know. They just don't seem to do that anymore. Malka, which is very nice, so that's the one I'm actually going to be bringing. Especially with these lovely, like, 11111. I mean, yeah, give me those Malkas. And here's the Tulipan, which has... No, it's not been fixed. Yeah, it's really weird with these Tulipans, right? So, was it like Sov or something? But weren't there two of them? So wasn't there a Tulipan in another division? I could have sworn there was. Did they just move? There it is. It's just the same. But yeah, the weird thing about this compared to the Malka is like, so basically, guys, the reason mortars exist is that you can fit a large explosion in the mortar shell compared to like a howitzer, which in general, they have to go a lot further. So more of the mass of the shell is propellant, stuff that propels it through the air, as opposed to stuff that explodes when it hits the ground. As a general rule, I mean, you know. So when you see a Malka at 203 millimeters having a HE of 4.31, and then a tulip, whatever, tulpan, which is designed to have a bigger explosive payload, and also has a larger caliber, and it has like 2.64 HE instead of 4.91. It's obviously very strange. Now, it gets stranger, because if you go on WarYes, and, you know, credit to the guy on Reddit who posted this, because otherwise I wouldn't have actually noticed. So we go on waryes.com, and you look up the Tulipan. So the radius on the explosion is 158 meters, whereas the Malka is 108. So this has led some people to believe that the Tulpan is better because even though the HE is lower, it will have a larger area of effect and therefore it will miss less. Now, my counter argument to that is that the Malka has 29 kilometers more range, and therefore the dispersion circle on the Malka round will be very small compared to the Tulpan, so it will miss less in the first place, and therefore you will have less of a problem. Now, the advantage of the Tulpan is that obviously it costs 110 points, so it's a lot cheaper. So this is a way in which the price can always compensate for these kind of really bizarre design choices. So there's obviously a very bizarre design choice to give the mortar less HE than the Malka, but give it more splash and so on. But at the very least, the price appears to compensate for that oddity. So you can still bring the Tulpan, and you can just buy two of them for the same price as the Malka. And then you do have the funny, you know, then you'll technically have 5.28 HE. And then there you go, it's higher. So that's something to keep in mind. I prefer just buying the Malka and just not having to worry about all this nonsense, but maybe it is better to get the Tulpan. Where is my division? There it is. So yeah, maybe two of these is better than one of these because it's still cheaper, right? So that, and then you can even afford like a supply truck. So you can get two of these and a supply truck. Anyway, then you get a reservist 152mm, which I believe we've seen before, but in Polish service. I definitely remember these lines here. So I think that is already in the game, but not a Soviet one. And then you get the BM14M, which is another one which is kind of strangely implemented, for reasons I'll show you now. So it's got a 160-second reload time. Whereas if you look at the Grad, it's 132. So even though this has fewer tubes, it's got a longer reload time. And so it's just worse. and it costs more. And it's like, well, why would anybody want this? The advantage of it is that the way they've done the supply costs in this game is also very strange, because one rocket has a given amount of supply cost, which is 20, I think. Yeah. Regardless of its caliber. So the 140mm rockets cost the same amount to resupply per rocket as a 122mm rocket, which means that you can, over the course of a game, technically get more explosive payload for like more. But just don't bring this; it's trash. I mean, what more do you want from me? It's just I don't understand it. Like the one on the left is also bad, right? And that's the one in 157Y. So yeah, it's a shame. Like the Uragan, this thing, they just aren't good. The heavy and the M270 HE. There's a lot. There's a couple classes of unit in this game which still aren't very good. One is napalm bombers. The other is bombers with lots of small bombs, because the bombs is done off the resupply time's done off the number of bombs, not the payload. Same thing as this, right? So if you have 10 200 kilo bombs, even though that's 2,000 kilos, it would take 10 times longer to resupply than one 2,000 kilo bomb, which would still be more effective because of the splash radius. Anyway, so yeah, it's all very strange. Don't bring that; it's trash. Yeah, so I would just probably bring 2 of these and the mortars for smoke. If you're playing a team game, maybe you can bring this, I don't know, whatever. Or you can bring this instead of one of these, but anyway. Tanks, so this is where it gets really interesting. So this is where this div suddenly just becomes way better than 157Y. It's in this tab here. So the Malyutka P, which is, it is what it is. Running while watching me yap. Yeah, T10Ms, yeah. Then there's the Phalanga P, which fires the ones that are on the helicopters. That says something. It says, System L Destruction. What? Surely it would be in Russian. It doesn't look like it's in Russian. Do you guys see that? Computer, enhance that image. I don't know, it might be in Russian. But, like, that word looks like accuracy. Who knows, it's probably something in Russian. But it's kind of hard to tell, right? But, I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so this is a Conkers 1. That's basically what it is, right? Because the Phalanga used to have less AP, but then they buffed it, so now it's just a Conkers, and so now this is just a Conkers launcher. It just looks different. So much for variety. Anyway, the T10M, which is the T10 Soviet heavy tank, right? Wasn't this supposed to be like the IS-8 or something? Or maybe I'm just making that up. So this is pretty cool. CV version with 3 availability. So can definitely get some CVs in this tab. Right, because it's 3 availability for some reason. And then the T10M regular. Now, this is like... So it's super armoured for the price. 13 AP means it can survive an Eric's hit, which means it can survive a TOW2 hit and a Milan 2 hit from the front. And the side armor's 9, which is pretty crazy, because that's 3 more than a Leopard 2, which means it can survive a... It can survive 23 AP. What's 23? It can survive a Hot 1 to the side, I suppose. It can survive an Apolas to the side. It can survive most things. Side shot. Most things it can survive. So it's very, very armoured for the price. The ROF is 7. It's sort of like a Chieftain, really. Reminds me a lot of the Chieftains, except it's apparently more armoured than a Chieftain. But the gun is worse, I think. I'm trying to think of the Chieftain Mark 9. That's what it reminds me the most of. Chieftain Mark 9. Okay, so that's got more pen. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, this T10M. It's more of a sponge. Basically, it's a nice idea, but you won't be bringing it. And the reason you won't be bringing it is because of the next tank on our list, which is... okay, first it's the CV one, right? So this is a CV. It's this. This is kind of cracked. It can survive a TOW 2 hit. It doesn't have smoke, but it has 10 ROF for 125 points. Now, strangely enough, the pen is actually worse than the T10M. But look at this funny thing you can do with it. What the fuck is that? what? That's 18 2-vet T64Rs. 125 times by 18 divided by 260. You can buy this for 8.6 minutes, which is 1/5 of the game. You can just buy these. It's very, very, very... I mean, but wait, it gets even betterer. It gets even betterer. The ISU 152K. Now, I have to show you something very, very, very funny first. So, I know you guys are going to get a bit upset because you want to, you know, get through it. But keep in mind this IS 152K real quick while I launch Steel Division 2. Which I think I have to close Warno to do. Don't worry, I've got an SSD. So this is Steel Division 2. The previous... It is not Cyrillic. Yeah, I thought it wasn't Cyrillic as well. Anyway, Armory. ISU 152. So this is the ISU 152. Now, do you notice anything? Maybe you don't notice anything. Maybe you don't notice anything. So, the IS-2, they modernized it since 1945 up to 1989. They modernized it. It got a little bit more expensive. Okay. The range in 1945 is 2,000 meters. But the range in 2025 is 1925. I just thought that was very funny. But somehow its rate of fire has gone up from 3 to 5, so now it shoots very fast. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought that was pretty funny. And also it got slightly... It got faster on roads, apparently. The actual speed is very similar, so... I don't know, I just thought that was really funny. The fact that the range is higher in the World War II game than it is in the Modern Times game. Better trained crews, yeah, makes them shoot less far. Anyway, that was a small aside. Let's get back into Warno. It is not what. Can you sling it as arty in Warno? Yes, you can. So let's cover that. Oh, new loading screen. That looks cool. But that looks cool. We've seen that one before. It still looks cool though. What the hell was he yapping on about? Anyway, some AI slop feed there. So yeah, this very interesting. This is also a 152mm howitzer. So you can get this and just use it as a howitzer and use all 12 rounds and then send it to the front line. Now, it's kind of cracked, man. It has 3 HE. And it's demo, so usually... sorry, I'm retarded. Usually the unit gets halved. The damage gets halved when you shoot at a... Okay. But yeah, for some reason the AVRE goes 1750 and this goes 1925, but whatever. Oh yeah, because it's a spigot gun, so it's... anyway. The accuracy is quite low. If you shoot at a building, your damage gets halved. Unless you have this funny explosion tag here, which also applies to dumbfire rockets, but it's not actually on dumbfire rockets, but it does apply to them. Where it just ignores the cover. So you don't get the cover bonus. So this will actually just deal 3 HE to infantry anywhere. At any time. So that's interesting. So yeah, this is kind of a good unit, but you'll notice it's twice as expensive because it is 2 things. Because it's also an artillery piece. So I guess you buy it, you fire off 12 rounds in arty, and then you send it to the front lines to go shoot somebody. So yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting piece of kit. I think it's probably going to be quite useful. So let's bring that. And yeah, so you'll notice no infantry ATGM. So I think we need these. I think we need them. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, but what about... And I'll say, no, I don't care. Probably get rid of one of these and bring the tank one. Recon. Recon Helo, you've seen a gorillion times before. Is arty stuff a copy of 2S3? What are you on about? If it hits with 15% accuracy. So it will probably get a partial hit and still deal decent damage. Somebody else said that this thing has 2 KPVTs on it. But yeah, one of them is at 35% and one of them's at 15%. I'm not sure which one is supposed to be which. One of them's coaxial, but it's not got the coaxial tag, but presumably that's the more accurate one. This is probably quite useful. This is going to be a very, very popular div in 10v10. I can't really see anybody playing the French one past the first few weeks, I just don't see the appeal. But anyway, BTR-48 from 157Y, BRDM-2, so your tanks can see. Reservist Razvedka from 157Y. Right, this is quite a nice squad, actually. Motorized Razvedka from other divs. The Razvedka BMP-1P. And then the Razvedka PV KGB. So this is the KGB, and they've brought a ground surveillance radar to listen to what you type on the internet or whatever the KGB does. So that's a nice squad. So that's like a must bring. Recon Helos I like. A lot of people just have learned to live without them. And yeah, so something like this. It's like this isn't so bad off-road, and so you can send this around and annoy people. Or you can send this around and not, because this actually has very good optics, which is kind of weird, because... Oh. Anyway, that's enough recon. I don't really need the others. Obviously it'd be nice to have, but... Anyway. Tanks, RT, infantry, Logi I didn't fill, so... Get that, and get this... And then, right, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you only need 6 CVs, really, so... tanks, recon, AA... So, Reservist Strela 3, which you'll know from 157Y. And you can upvet it. The ZU-23, which is super good against infantry, so this is still the same, I think. I don't think they've done anything with that. BRDM Strela 1s, which have very nice off-road speed. OSAs, which were buffed up recently. And then a Shilka. So, yeah, I mean... What more do you want? Helis, so Rocket 1, Rocket 3, but no Rocket 2, which is a shame, because the Rocket 2 is better. But yeah, we'll get the Rocket 3, I suppose. And then the Air Tab, which contains some cool new stuff. No Krug in the AA. No, because otherwise there'd never be any reason to take 157 ever. Look at what the icons have for the B. Oh, so are they getting... Oh, they're getting smaller. Okay, I didn't realize that was happening. So it must be like dynamic and it's just doing it itself. My bad. So, air. Shotgun fighter. This used to just be single shot, and then they were like, oh, we must make everything shotgun. So now it's shotgun. That was a few patches ago, because you'll remember it from 79Y. Then this is sort of new, so this is the East German one, but now it's in Soviet service, so that's pretty crazy. I feel like this should be 3 per card. Anyway, HE bomber. So these are super expensive for some reason. I don't know why that's so expensive. Although, I mean, it's got a very big payload. This is obviously something you always bring. And then this is pretty nice. So it's separated out the bombs to make the reload time less. Because look, 6 bombs, 3 minutes reload. 6 bombs, 2 minutes reload, because these things reload simultaneously. So this one is better, but it does cost more. Oh, I can't buy it. And then the TRM, which is, thermobarics. Everything shotgun unless you are the British Harrier, yep. So this is the TRM. And, yeah, let's do a poll on which one do you actually want me to play first. Which do we play first? Soviet Metadiv. French. Very not Metadiv. And yeah, I'll try and find a way to get my, how do I get my additional planeage? To get rid of the Shilka. Nah, I need it for the helis. What if I get heli attacked? This is decent against helis, but actually, I'd honestly rather have this. Recon. Tanks. I could get rid of one of the... What's that, the 3-pointer? Okay. We probably don't need 6 of these, frankly. 3 is probably enough. And then there you go. Now we can buy that. And what's 1 point? Ah, artillery. I'm not getting this, it's terrible. Is there anywhere else I can put these points? I don't want to put it in the RT tower. I don't need any of this other stuff. I guess, because I can't really afford additional stuff, right? I mean, if I have to buy this, it's sort of the end of the world if I'm buying 4 howitzers. I'm just going to lose. So, delete one of the ISU cards. Yes, thank you, Jackfoot. So, let's go find our esteemed colleagues. Guard Exram said he could play. See if he's still alive. I am a little late. 8 minutes late. It's not actually that much. Are you free? Did no one play Rhine div during the ST tournament? Well, I can't talk about things that go on behind closed lines and so on. I wish I could tell you the answer to that question, but I'm not allowed to, so people want me to play the Soviet meta div. NATO versus Pact. Well, okay, he's already on that side. Do you have time for another game after this, where you play the French div? Alright, sorry, democracy has been cancelled because I was just not in the right slot and he's already set up, so what's the point? Try this map, maybe. They aren't heavy. Can't remember what you're referring to, sorry. SU-17s get the same ECM and heavier loadouts than the F-16s. Yeah, it's very funny. They used to have 20% ECM. And then they... oh, he's just got a message from me. Need time to create a deck. Both would be cool. whichever one you want first. So let's do some community interaction. First of all, have I shilled yet? It's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners generously joining the channel. Get the names on the... Oh, he wants to play as Blue. Well, your funeral, mate. Looks like democracy is back on the menu. Your funeral, mate. The blue one's terrible. They had 20 near the start of the game. If I recall correctly, like back when they were first added, I think it was 20. I might be wrong, actually. I might just be wrong on that. Any other balance changes? Yeah, Spain got a few buffs. And just let me know when you're ready. Whoops. And thanks for playing. Smiley face. I didn't actually put the smiley face in. He strikes me as quite a stern person. Nice bloke, though, actually. Always very polite. Anyway, so Spain, I think, got a few buffs, if I remember correctly. Actually, I think it got a few nerfs. This got more expensive. The AT plane. The AT plane got more expensive. So that's something. Because it was stupid. Was there not something else that got cheaper? No, never mind. But yeah, you know, balance is an ongoing process, etc. So what's that thing the steel STB guys always say? The massive cope the STB guys always come out with. So just to recap what my opponent is currently deciding to do. He's like, wow, this div sucks. What should I bring? Hippie shill again. Oh yeah, I forgot to shill. So I live stream every day, guys. Usually it's not to 200 people, because most people are only interested in Warno. But yeah, this is my YouTube channel. While we're just waiting for the guy STD here, I stream every day at about this time, 5:30 p.m. It's just YouTube doesn't recommend the streams to people unless it's Warno. It's really weird. I guess it knows that people don't care about Age of Empires 4. But I enjoyed playing Age of Empires 4. I enjoyed playing World in Conflict, which is like this game, but better. I enjoyed playing Warhammer. Not that one, the other one. You know, there was a new RTS I played, so I live stream every day. The channel joiners get videos early. Usually they would get like a bunch of gameplay for these new divs, but they just said, oh yeah, we're dropping it in 2 hours. I was like, oh, okay. Well. As in, like, you can upload in 2 hours, so I didn't have time to make anything. But yeah, you get videos early and stuff. I'm unemployed. I'm trying to finish a PhD, which is why I shill like my life depends on it, because it does. So that's the shilling over. You should feel bad for me, basically. There's people dying in the world, but you should feel bad for me, because my PhD isn't going well, because I played too many video games. And that's, for some reason, somebody else's fault except mine. So, yeah, I don't know. This div kind of sucks. I'm not sure how you'd fix it, really. Except, like, I mean, isn't it weird how 17th, which is clearly very powerful, can bring more T-72Rs because they get a gorillion cards, whereas the French guys only get 1 card each of... That's how I would fix it, actually. I don't know if it's up to me or whatever. It might be some history thing, but how I would fix it is I would just make, you know, make it so you get 2 cards each of these instead of 1, and then maybe make these cheaper, and then there you go. Nobody can lose when you've got, you know, a gorillion tanks. So that would fix it. I'm not sure what else you would do. Like, so many things are constrained by this TOE fascism, where it's like, oh, we can't have interesting things because in real life they didn't have it. And it's like, well, in real life this war didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Although I kind of wish it did, because then such TOE fascists wouldn't have been born, because the nukes would have killed us all. and then we wouldn't have to put up with their nonsense. But, you know, a small price to pay, I suppose. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know, I don't think this div's very good. I'm not sure how you'd fix it.
Hello, I like money.
DRKGB22 super chatted
Thank you.
$5. Good shill, here is money.
It's very kind of you, thank you. Oh, he's ready. Are you ready? Oh, he must have Steam messaged me while I was chilling. Ah, it was this minute, so that's good. So we put it on a map, which should actually help him quite a bit, because it's a nice town, and so we can fight over the town. So, you know, I definitely didn't pick this map because I thought I was going to be the blue div, and it would have been nice for me. But there you go, there was some new loading screen there. So you've seen this before, right? This is, I think this patch will add all of these to ranked, all of these new maps to ranked. So that's cool. And yeah, I'm currently called Tylenol Ingester because I thought it was very, very funny. You know, maybe you don't share my sense of humor. So hopefully he doesn't know that I only have 6 CVs, because last time I played against this guy, he sniped all my CVs. It was a 2v2 though, on a pretty open map. So this should be, basically, this is probably the best of the new maps for his div, and I still think I have an absolutely massive advantage. The reason it's the best is because it's a nice town for him to run all his infantry into. That's the idea, anyway. So, interesting thing about his division is that I don't think anything has more than 3 armor. So that means this, you know, Malyutka P can just kill everything. So, let's do a bit of that on the flanks to make sure that we don't get rushed by a Guerrillian small tanks or what have you. That's probably not a good spot for it, but yeah, this town is a bit of a mess because you can't really see where the zone is, and because the ground is light, you can't really tell where the buildings are either. So maybe I shouldn't have picked this map. Urban Frontlines would probably be quite nice for him as well, actually. Maybe I could have picked that, but that's not as new a map as this, and I wanted to sneak around the side because I'm not a pleasant person. So I get a lot of these tanks, which aren't going to help me too much in the town, but I think they will still help me quite a bit. And this will definitely... I should have brought 2 cards of this, actually, in hindsight. I should have brought 2 cards of that, given the map. So that's my bad. I do apologise. Anyway, we'll get a couple CVs out. So the idea is that he might be able to beat me by just drowning me in inf. This guy's really good at the game. But I definitely have the better div, so hopefully you don't learn... Like, if I lose, please don't learn the wrong lesson and just be like, oh, it must mean his div's actually really good. I mean, you can if you want, and then you can come play ranked. Just make sure you're queuing up against me after you learn that wrong lesson and you're playing that div. I think it'd go quite well for everybody involved. So, let's do a vote on who's going to win. So we've both got a similar number of games. I do think my div's a lot better. Preemptive cope. Yeah, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I do apologise. I do try and be a more positive poly, but I don't know. Nose itchy, yeah. PhD not finished, yeah. Not feeling well, yeah. Plays worse than his little brother, yeah. Good job I'm not famous on Twitch. The Twitch copy pastors, I can't cope with them. They're too powerful for me. I am simultaneously streaming on Twitch, if you YouTubers didn't know. The quality is significantly lower, so I'm not sure why anybody... In fact, yeah, my infantry's really good as well. I've really got no excuse, because I've got these KGB guys, and I've got the Reservisti. The only issue is that he will... If it goes to 40 minutes, I'll run out before him, basically. But I think my infantry is better. As like, you know, in general it's better. But, yeah, anyway, stop coping. Time for noping. The Osa will one-shot the Alpha Jets. That might be useful. Strela will zoom around and he's ready. I don't know if you could see that. I've been spending too much time yapping. But yeah, credit to him for volunteering to play, because it's actually kind of hard to get people to play from the strike team. At least on the live stream, a lot of people don't want to do it. Because, well, I don't know why. I assume it's because they don't want to lose in front of loads of people. So it tends to be the only people who volunteer are pretty good at the game. And there aren't that many of us, so... And they're not free all the time. No infantry ATGM's a bit rough, but he doesn't have, like, any infantry grenade launchers or anything, so... Yeah. Let's, get some more reservisti. I've just realised that, like, I would like somebody over here, just in case something were to happen. So... He doesn't get airborne forward deployment either, which is nice. And, good luck on them. Oh, he does get seed, doesn't he? We just saw that. Where's the Twitch link? Hey, just go on Twitch and go on Warno. You'll see it. You'll see it. This guy started the wrong way round. I don't understand what causes that. Or maybe he didn't, and... I don't know. Something clearly happened there. So he might open with the seed, which would be quite surprising, actually, but he might do it. Yeah, I mean, there's always this thing where it's like, well, if I was in the strike team, then I'd always be free to play. And that... Whenever they invite somebody new in... Can I really say that? Never mind. So yeah, this is the new div. I think mine is really, really good. As in, like, the new div mob. Like, look at that. It's absolutely crazy. In a meta where medium tanks are the meta, I think this is really good. Obviously, the disadvantage we have is that... can't remember what I was going to say. I'm sure it was really riveting. It would, like, blow your mind if you heard it, basically. Yeah, I figured. Okay. So he wants to attack over here. So be it. What? What is that? Oh, they're the M40s! People bring those? Okay. I mean, it's working. He's killing me. Maybe it makes sense to bring them. It doesn't really. They're terrible. If they had, like, 4 HP, they'd be good, but they don't. So, you know, have fun with that. You see how he's, like, doubling them up and stuff to try and maximize the firepower? And also the effective HP. Those 30 mils, though, they're in, so that's cool. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to shoot him with. Yeah, I feel like he's noticing the imbalance between the... Seems my division's a little bit better than yours, Tovarish. Those M40s are interesting, man. I don't think they're very good. I don't know where the buildings are. There's a bunch of, like, parks and not buildings. Sorry, I know it's not great, but just have a zoomed-in image of my spotty forehead. But I need to see. He's really good at cycling his infantry, from what I remember.
На связи. Стой. Нас здесь всех перестреляют. Он так и не понял, что...
Can you get over there without dying like an idiot?
Ведем наблюдение за небом.
Is that possible?
Он так и не понял, что это было. Связь на оттуда пешком. Всем залечь.
Good vibe checking with that. But yeah, I do think my guys are just kind of... Oh, crap. Oh, he's got the seed as well. Oh, he's very big-brained. No, everybody's standing together. I'm very small-brained. Well, my bad. Yeah, that was a bit dumb of me, actually. Never put bunches of guys together. It's just because I'm not familiar with the div. Like, if I was familiar, I wouldn't have made that mistake. It's a cope, anyway. Yeah, these shouldn't be 30 points. They're like his, but better. And I think they're cheaper as well. Oh, crap. Oh, I'm regarded. That's a throw, Hippie. That is a throw, actually. Let's get another one. And I need to immediately replace that, because if he pushes me here, I'm actually going to die. So, okay, he's bought the tanks now. I lost something. This was the vibe check. Oh man, he completely swung it with my hilarious throw there. I mean, it really was just my hilarious throw there. Is that the seed one? It is. It's only got 20% ECM. Oh, okay. We missed anyway. He's trying to get around me here. I'm not sure if you saw that. Get some supply. Oh, he's bought his artillery. Start getting these light tanks and stuff. But yeah, we are on a +1.
Тыловое обеспечение на связи.
Занимай. Проверить снаряжение. Готовьтесь, противник. Начать движение. О контактах докладывать. Вот и съездили на учения. Так далеко? Выходим на рубеж смешивания.
Those tanks are a bit of a pain, actually. If we... Oh, crap. If we don't figure that out, we're gonna lose some guys. Let's buy our vastly superior tanks. I think that'll solve the problem.
Наблюдаю противника. Служу Советскому Союзу. Прикрываем пехоту. Горит. Новых указаний.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's actually winning. I'm not sure how. Oh, because I didn't secure Boris. What the... How did I manage that? Right, well, I must have driven straight through it like a moron. Make him go away. Yeah. I figured he realized... Oh. Well, it says he disconnected. Oh, maybe his internet cut out. Oh, that was a bit of a weird one. Yeah, so... okay. I mean, do you want to play again? Do you want to play again? Are you free to play again? Or would it just happen again? Oh, okay, are you free to play again? So there you go, yeah, I host abused him. I mean, really, the only reason I wasn't on a +1 that whole time is because I didn't cap the zone because I'm regarded. And as soon as I'd started capping it, I would have been on a +1. The KD was surprisingly similar, actually, but I held the middle zone. He got a lot of my transports at the start, I guess. I don't think these are very good. If they had like 4 HP, I think they'd be a lot more worth it. Yeah. I don't know, I mean, we'll see if he wants to play again. Okay, so he said yeah. Let's just try that again. I mean, unless he wants to do something else. Do you want a different man? Well, actually, let's just give us a different. Let's just not ask him. Stoneware Duel. Have we played that? What happens on this map? That strikes me as not a very good map for his div. Well, let's just try this again. I mean, yeah, sure. So, the one learning I can make from that is that I don't need as many of these mega tanks in this environment. I need another one of that. That would be a lot more useful. And, yeah, like, I feel like I was winning that. But yeah, let's see. Maybe you'll do something different this time. Are we on the same side? I think we are. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I think we are. So let's... I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, you know?
Давайте, танчики, катите к нам.
Okay, that can just see everything, can it? So I'm worried about him getting over here. But he didn't seem to even try that, so... Maybe this time he'll rush Anna. We didn't actually see the, you know, the cheapo tanks. We didn't actually see those, so that was interesting. He didn't have any AA, I noticed. That was also pretty interesting. So let's just... I mean, if it was working for me last time, I might as well do it again this time. But what I will say is, you're gonna go like that, and then you're gonna go to there. Otherwise, I don't think you're gonna cap it. So let's not make that mistake again. And, to be honest, why don't I just get this CV, maybe, this time? Because it can also shoot people. Well, it's reservist, so it's just going to crap its pants, so maybe not. The M40 is going to shoot one round at it, and it's going to rout, and then it's going to die, you know? Anyway, mortar for smoke's always nice. This thing was pretty funny.
На войне, как на войне. Оттуда пешком.
Reservisti, so 1, 2. Oh, right, yeah.
Съездили на учение.
Just don't want him to get whacked by all the... Bon. Much rather somebody else took those hits. Such as these Reservisti. Here's one I bought earlier.
Оттуда пешком. Слушаю, товарищ командир.
Get the AA guns out in front. Whatever.
Двигатель работает, мы ждем.
Right, so can't really. It's kind of hard to see on this map. Sorry, you stop doing that. Yeah, don't forget your back point this time. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That was a bit bilious of me.
Выгружу вот там.
Yeah, I need something over here. Just make it a tank this time. In case he, like, really runs the gauntlet down here. Although, well, I mean, it's kind of a very defensible location, so maybe not.
Противотанковый взвод готов.
He's ready. 110 points. He'll probably bring some AA this time. I don't think he'll fall for that again. The Tulipan's probably quite useful here, but... Actually, yeah, why don't we just... Well, no, I mean, there's the big overlap here between this, this, and this. Like, this especially doesn't have any place in my deck. It's just I had 1 AP spare. So I felt like bringing it. Anyway, last time I think he put somebody in here, which was kind of annoying. So, I kind of want a tank, but I can't afford it. What I do really want is some supply, actually. That would be cool. I can get one more reservisty. But yeah, it's impossible to know like where to hide things and...
Оттуда пешком.
На связи.
Oh, so let's leave that
Есть
switched off this
указания,
time.
командир.
Short term. Right. And yeah, it's because it's yellow in the middle and the buildings are light, so it's kind of hard to tell where the buildings are. It's a nice map. I like the design of the map a lot, but this especially, like you can barely see where the corners of the zone are. It's interesting as a problem, but I mean, obviously I've picked this map, so this time we're just gonna come sit here and I'll babysit you. Because
Готов.
I don't trust you. Yeah, we got KGB, yeah. The KGB are pretty good, actually. I think this div is just a better version of 157Y. And I think 157Y is an A-tier division.
Слушаем ваши
So,
указания.
this div's pretty good. I think it's basically S-tier.
Разворачиваемся здесь.
I think the French div is bad. I think it's like D-tier, unironically. Which makes the fact that he was beating me kind of embarrassing. But anyway, let's get a bit more AA this time, and that should do it.
Такси заказывали. Выходим на рубеж спешивания. Приближаемся. Готов.
Is that exceptional optics? No, it's good optics. I missed.
Новых указаний.
Well, it is a little car. Okay, has he brought those funny things this time?
Это не наши.
He has, because I just lost one of my transports.
И в стороны. Сняли с них стружку. Слышу вас хорошо.
Меня тут пули над головой свистят.
Oh wow, we can direct fire. Wait, can you do the really funny thing? Bang! Yes. And then, howitzer round. Yes, you can. That's very silly, but...
Связь налажена.
It ain't me, I ain't no senator's son, as they say.
Движение на горизонте. Тишина в эфире. Это маневренная война. У нас потери.
So, he's using those HIMAC guys. So we'll get a couple more tanks.
Проверить снаряжение. Так ему. Жду приказа. Готовьтесь, противник замечен.
And yeah, you see he's got fewer of the M40s because they didn't do anything last time, so it doesn't surprise me really. Apparently I lost a...
К бою готов.
Yeah, it's this thing, it's killing my...
Товарищ командир.
my shit.
Кажется, нам конец. Готов.
It's not tried to send anybody there this time.
Одним империалистом меньше. Нас заметили.
You can see this for some reason. Come on, get behind something so he doesn't show you. Actually, won't this one-shot those?
Даем назад. Проверить снаряжение.
Okay, that's another problem.
Молодые бойцы. Кажется, отделение. Стой.
Right, so we need replacement reservists.
Я броня. Цель обнаружена. Экипаж танка к бою готов. У нас потери.
Is that moving? It is. Angle of cannon too high moment.
Выполнение боевой задачи
The hell is shooting at me? Oh, okay. So he's in this time, so he's doing better than last time. That tactical disconnect.
Выходим на рубеж спешивания. Нас заметили.
This needs to get the hell out of there, actually.
Нас здесь всех перестреляют. Ведем наблюдение за небом. Сделаем, товарищ командир.
By the Tulipan.
Проверка связи. Прием.
These tanks take so long to show up. I'm losing way too many guys here.
Назад. У нас потери.
I was gonna get very upset if that hit me.
Ищем цель. Огонь по готовности.
Yeah, he's focused more on the, you know, more on the center this time.
Hello.
But yeah, I think these tanks are just gonna kill
Senna
it.
Townsend subscribe to the channel.
Thanks for subscribing, mate. I do appreciate it. Okay, so he has put people in there. Wow, quite a few. Thanks for subscribing.
Мотор.
It's free, guys.
В коротких.
I need the money, please.
Он так
Anyway.
и не понял, что...
Okay, I'll go send that forwards.
У нас потери. Движение на горизонте.
But yeah, you can't mess with these T-64Rs. They're just stupidly good. Oh, okay, it died. Anyway.
Молодец, наводчик.
Oh, they don't have smoke.
Задним ходом марш. Укрытие.
Oh man. Somebody's phoning me. Okay, so we need supply.
Движение на горизонте.
Damn, he sees this again. Well, I mean, he knows it's shooting, right?
Корот, выполнение боевой задачи готов.
We could be taking this, I think. But,
Есть цель.
yeah, I don't really see what he does about this. I
Кажется, нам
feel like my stuff is just way better than his.
всем залечь. Транспорт
Um,
атаки.
Like, it's actually going worse for him this time, because I remembered to cap the thing.
Такси заказывай. Оттуда пешком. Проверить снаряжение. Так ему. Красная армия.
And, like, yeah, the reservisti spam is absurd. I think they should cost 5 points more.
Противник замечен.
And, like, the transport shouldn't be what it is. It's very silly.
Здесь всех так ему.
It's, like, 15 points for wheels and armor as hell's bells are firing.
У нас потери.
And the ISUs and everything. Like, what's his advantage over me? He doesn't have one. Everything I do, everything he does, I do better.
Даем назад. Аккуратнее
Everything.
став. Не отставать. Жду ваших указаний. Всем залечь. Одним империалистом меньше. Да, товарищ командир.
Oh, yeah, I moved that because I'm not a blithering idiot.
Огонь! Жду новых указаний.
He says as he loses a bunch of infantry because he's not looking.
Красная армия. Ады-баты шли солдаты. Быстрей! Нужно на... У нас потери. Готов. Оружие на изготовку. Так ему.
But yeah, if I just keep buying these, I don't really see what he's going to do about it, frankly. This is out of indirect fire, so now we just send it forwards to do the direct fire, and
На связи.
Bob's your uncle, as they say. This thing fires a lot of rounds before it finishes its salvo. So it says it's only 4, it just feels like more, I suppose.
Оружие на изготовку.
Damn, I'm losing my ridiculously cost-efficient BTR thingies.
Связки давай. И картошку везешь.
У нас потери. Обнаружен противник. Нас здесь всех перестреляют.
You'll note he's not bothered with the aircraft this time.
Начать
Guess he wasn't getting much value out of it.
докладывать. Товарищ
These
командир.
need supply.
Бегом марш. Броняем не поможет. Пусть.
That is a massive supply truck. If we kill that, it's big news.
Кажется, это не наши.
So yeah, like a grenade launcher team would be useful, and we don't have that, but neither does he, so, you know, we're equally suffering from that. No MMG teams, no HMG teams on either Civ.
Бою, готов.
Civ, been playing too much Age of Empires, sorry.
Враг впереди. У нас потери. Такси, на острие атаки. Осколочно-фугасный. Поддайте газку, мужики. Мы на подходе. Проверить снаряжение. Нас здесь всех перестреляют.
Did you see that?
Вперед! Одним империалистом.
I used to know a guy called Mo Seedat, and everybody would say really, really funny things like, "Did you see that?" No, I did not see that. And he would obviously find it hilarious every time. He definitely didn't find it really annoying. Anyway, looks like he's come for me here. How does he see me? These don't have good vision. He must have some infantry around. So yeah, he will not run out of infantry before me. I will run out of infantry first. That is a certainty. That is a certainty. What the heck? That must have been a side shot, man. Like, what? 35% accuracy. It hit me twice. There must be several of them, and I only saw one. Otherwise, that fire rate doesn't make me say, "Come on, bro, miss, please." He's fighting back. It's not allowed. Have you noticed how he's always using them in twos? Because that's 150, right? So it actually works if you use it in twos. Because against one of these, I mean, it is a little more expensive. It's just, as you can see, he's killing me. But yeah, let's buy the second. The tulips are pretty useful here, actually. I'm sorry, I doubted you.
Боевой порядок. Выдвигаемся, товарищ. Обнаружен противник. Приготовиться к бою. Горит! Корректируй огонь.
This is a really big issue. Although, I guess it's not now. So we're gonna RPG him. Oh, okay, if we don't miss. We're missing a lot.
Выполнение боевой задачи готов. Боеприпасов не осталось. Обнаружен противник. Приготовиться к бою.
I don't know if they're on automatic counter battery or what.
Стряски давай.
Оружие на изготовку.
Задним ходом марш! Молодец, наводчик!
What's going on there?
Кажется, нам конец.
We know he's in there though, don't we? So why don't we just whack it? Oh crap.
Выполнение боевой задачи готов.
Сдаем назад!
He really wants this. Okay.
Проверка связи.
Oh, these guys... No, they're dying to his superior micro.
День твой последний приходит! Буржуй! Хорошо горит!
Обнаружен противник. Приготовиться к бою.
Я пустой. Понял. Яблочко.
Оружие на изготовку. Огонь по готовности.
Then you switch these back on and then you get 2 bombing runs for the price of 1. Isn't that crazy? Oh crap. I'm just bad at micro. It's funny because I'm pretty sure the guy plays with like one hand or something.
Так держать, бойцы.
And he's micro better than me.
Уничтожить цель. Новые цели.
I just don't understand how he's always seeing... Oh, okay, well that explains that.
Я пустой. Проверить снаряжение.
Don't go that way! Oh, it's far too late for you, my friend. Just fly over everybody and die. Or,
Это не наши.
reveal the fact that he has literally no AA.
Готов к бою.
Good job.
Быстрее, бойцы.
Застрять бы в грязище.
Склонение. 10 градусов. Огонь! Остановить.
Oh, crap. I finally didn't move one time.
Артиллерия ждет приказа.
He's gonna get the CV.
Приготовиться к бою.
Shame.
За родину.
Anyway, get this in there.
Давайте,
up to there.
тачки, катите к нам.
No, CV survived. Did I ping where he was? I didn't, because I'm bad.
Передвигаем орудие, командир. Боевой порядок. Одним империалистом меньше. Готовьтесь, противник замечен. Хватит сидеть. Выполнение боевой задачи.
Oh, it's out of rounds. Okay.
У нас потери.
I must have fired from there. I don't see why else that would be happening.
Из-под земли. Красная армия всех сильней. Враг в периметре. Караул в ружье.
Well, maybe I should have put more of these in the deck after all, instead of the ISUs.
Нас здесь всех перестреляют. Боевой порядок. Я ранен.
Нас всегда ждут с надеждой.
Бегом марш.
Okay.
Статуя изменила.
Surprised that worked actually, but it did.
Обнаружен противник. Приготовиться к бою.
Ah, I'm not cycling my infantry. He's not running out of infantry.
Проверить снаряжение.
And I am, because I'm not cycling.
Кажется, нам конец.
Может, чайку?
I just lost a mortar.
Из-под земли.
That does not matter. It's definitely not worth him losing his plane over.
Я броня. Цель обнаружена.
I'm gonna run out of imp. It's going to be very embarrassing.
Болванка в танк ударила. Хорошо горит. Назад! Назад! Жду новых указаний. Движение на горизонте. Осколочно-фугас. Одним империалистом меньше. Всем залечь. Понял, готов.
I must have fired from there before.
Вперед! Огонь с коротких!
Oh crap! How's he doing that, man? They must have a very low aim time.
Я броня. Цель обнаружена.
Keeps getting me. Thankfully, counter battery in this game's garbage, so it doesn't actually do anything.
Нас накрыли!
It'd be horrifying if it did.
Хорошо горит. Задним ходом марш!
Враг в поле зрения. Обороты, прибавим обороты.
He's got a crow towel in there.
Надо было идти все. Назад, назад, назад! Задним ходом. Да, товарищ командир. Склонение 10 градусов. Огонь!
Tulips are routed. We're in here now. I think we can just keep sort of doing that. I don't think he's very good in the open.
Всем залечь.
Пробил его! На связи.
Аты-баты.
Is that cover? No. So you want to be in the cover because then you take less damage.
Боеприпасов не осталось!
That wasn't obvious.
Мобильность и маневренность.
Damn, I walked right into that one. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear my div's a lot better than his.
Пробил его!
Don't really see what he's supposed to do about this. Because, like, we're pretty similarly matched players. We have a similar number of games. And it's just, like, what does he do? The Maxons are pretty good, actually.
Защищайте орудие!
The Maxons are pretty good.
Сняли с них стружку!
But, you know, how much work do they do, right?
Пробил его!
Выполнению приготовиться к бою.
Хорошо
And what can he do about this, right?
Наблюдаю противника. Прием.
Can't fight me in the open.
Не отставать.
And even in the town, I'm better than him in the town as well. He's using these to great effect, though. I thought they were just... Shit, I'm getting side shot. Never mind. Sorry, I'm such a potty mouth. I try not to be. It's just hard for me.
К бою готов.
Oh, why? Which building was it? I think it was that one.
Поддайте газку, мужики! Мы на подходе. Пуск!
Кажется, нам
Противотанковый взводен.
Oh, see, these are out of ammo.
Готовы вдарить, товарищ командир. Впереди противник. Нам поворачивать.
But yeah, I think it's more of a credit to his skill level that
Сняли с них стружку.
I'm only on a +3 here, because my div is just so much better than his.
армия всех сильней. Бодрее, бойцы.
He's just good at the game, basically.
Пошел, пошел, пошел!
Hippie Dow's in shambles.
Готовьтесь, противник замечен.
I mean, I say GG, but I feel like he didn't have much of a chance there. I think we should switch divs, and I think, you know, you'll see, you'll see when we switch divs. So there you go, rank 15, 166 ranked games this season, 2,750 total. Rank 2, 179 ranked games this season, 2,789 total. So we're very similar in terms of the number of games played. He plays an equal mix of NATO and Pact. I'm a filthy NATOid. And yeah, I just don't think his div's very good. I honestly think these recoilless rifles should go to 4 HP, like the MMG teams, the HMG teams and stuff. Because, like, nobody brings them because they're bad, so... You know, send the message. Are you free to do another game where I play French? I think so. If not, we can, you know, ask around. But Yeah, I don't think it's fair, really. I don't think this div's very... It's weird, because obviously, haha, French bias, but no. 5E's still really good, but none of the other French divs are particularly great. 6E is kind of not great, to be frank. Unwart equals you won't. Yeah, I push the sides a little bit. Maybe on an open map, French makes sense, but in the town, very hard to use the ATGM. Well, we can try it on... I would have thought he would prefer it to be on a closed map, because then he can use his infantry. But I suppose these tanks are just ATGM carriers, aren't they? But well, I'll send him the invite. But no, I thought I was doing him a favour there. I don't know, what's an open map? That's not really an open map. Stoneware Duel? That is an open map, and I've not played it, so there we go. But yeah, credit to Guard Extrams for volunteering to play, right? And if you guys appreciate these videos, please do like them. It is free to like the videos. It's hard to make a div better than 5e. That is true. So you get the iHawk, which is nice, and I noticed you didn't actually buy any of those. The Maxon is pretty cool, actually. This 30mm, he seemed to bring as well, instead of the Fliegerfaust, I guess. Oh, it goes as far as the Fliegerfaust. Maybe it makes sense to bring it. Because, like, this should have... It's only 6 availability. Whereas this is 9, and this is 12. Why is this only 6? It is better than the Maxon, there's no doubt about it, because it has twice the HE, and the same accuracy, and only 2 less on the salvo length. So it fires very quickly, it's just you only get 6 of them, so... I like manpads a lot. They're so useful for killing helicopters. That's another thing, we didn't see him bring the Gazelle cannons. Or this thing. Yeah, I mean, please rate the skybox on every map. That's hilarious. That would be pretty funny. So let's see how this goes. I think he's just going to stomp me. I think one of these divs is way better than the other one. I think they're honestly on opposite sides of the tier list. I don't think it can be any different. Any more different. Who will win? Hippie. Rin. Bottom feeder. 17Y. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spamming 17Y on the ladder. This one not so much, but I need to get those packed games up, and I've found a lovely div to do it with. Just run at people with a bunch of 2-vet tanks and they die. That's nice. So, Charlie's a fight. And then Bravo's a fight. And the rest is open. I've not played this one yet, which is a shame, really. Not doing my due diligence. So it is kind of towns, but there is more open space to put the ATGMs. So maybe we'll see. But I really do think the Reservisti should be a little bit more expensive. So... The reservist sappers, I didn't actually see him bring. Or maybe... No, he did. It's just... They all died, right? They couldn't get close because of the AA. So... That's something to remember. 1, 2... 1, 2... But yeah, thanks for watching the videos, guys. I really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing a PhD. My funding ran out, and it's going pretty badly, frankly. I've got my big thesis defense in October, and my supervisor told me it's going to go badly, which is like, okay. I noticed he didn't bring these as well. He just brought loads of these. So, I do appreciate you watching the videos, because this has been my escape from my torturous existence. And, if the channel grows by, like, 30%, I can afford to live off it. Not like a lavish lifestyle, but I can afford to pay my bills. And, you know, I live by myself, which is lavish in and of itself, right? I'm not in a house share, so that's, you know, so really this has been sort of like a dream come true for me. I'm not just saying that, because, yeah, I really regret doing the PhD. But out of that, something actually nice happened, which makes a change. And it's nice. It's nice to, you know, for people to be, like, wanting to talk to me and shit, you know? I don't know how else to say it, really. It's cool. You know, people are watching me play the game. That's cool, right? It's, I like the attention, I guess. You know, who doesn't? So, I'm assuming that, yeah, it's just these two. I've not played this one. I don't know if my opponent has. I got no idea, but I certainly haven't. So, we need to, I think the main way to win with this div is to like abuse these AML 90s because they're super fast and they've got very good optics, and so if you can sneak around the side you should be able to kill all their reinforcements, and I feel like that's a good idea. And then these things, they've got a 12 fire rate, so against infantry are probably quite nice. And then against long range, against tanks, 19 AP is not bad. It's probably the cheapest tank ATGM launcher. Undoubtedly. Can you really call it a tank if it's only got 3 AP? But anyway, let's get the cheaper ones first. The more expensive ones first, I guess, and try that. Yeah, I believe 152 is a little bit better. Well, I don't know, because this has more tanks, and these things at 1 vet are actually not bad. You saw how he was microing them in pairs, and it was actually working. So let's try it his way and just always have them in pairs. We'll buy an Eyehawk because he gets very nice planes. We're fighting over these two, it makes sense to put it there, but then shouldn't it be on this road? But no, I do think I have a severe disadvantage, and in the last game I had a severe advantage. Yeah, so we'll get Alpha. Like, something might happen, but like, I should be using these. I should be sending them all over the shop. I should be, you know, trying to sneak out all over the place, because they're 90 kilometers an hour, which means they go faster through the forests as well, which is very big. So we should be trying that, in my humble opinion. What else should we buy? Why don't we try a Gazelle cannon opener with the Gazelle cannons at 2 vet, the standard 5e, and a jet, which is 5 points more. Wowee. Okay. So we'll get rid of something somewhere. The Eyehawk supply. It's not good to do that, but... Because, yeah, if I can just whack all his transports as they come in, well, then I win, right? So, it would be nice. Neither of us get airborne forward deployment, so... Is there a church in here? I can't remember. No, I don't see it. When you said cycle infantry, how would you describe that? Infantry goes forwards, it gets shot to pieces, and then you bring it back before it dies, you heal it, and then you send it back in. So it's cycling. It's going through a cycle, as opposed to going forwards and just dying. So he's pretty good at cycling his infantry. He plays a lot of TKS. I'm not sure if he still does. I gotta respect a man who just plays bad divs all day. Does strange things to the mind. I feel like you have the good side being able to run right to Fox using the low road. Yeah, Delta seems like it's more protected, doesn't it? But if he takes Charlie, the road into Delta is less... There's less of a gap there. But yeah, I think this is probably a bit of a disadvantage. But I've played this map exactly 0 times, so I couldn't say either way, really. Reliably, I couldn't say whether or not I think one is better than the other. But the Gazelle cannons at 2 vet is a staple of the French and the Spanish military force, because they get the Beaupart at 2 vet and they could do the same thing. It's basically the same. Start clear. Blah, blah, blah. What tier is this skybox? I just like the nice sunny day ones. I mean, people might say it's bland, but I just prefer every map to just look like this. I don't see the point in having the dark... Well, I mean, it's nice to have variety, I suppose, but...
An dieser Koordinate absitzen.
Huh. He's noticed that I've noticed.
Wen sollen wir mitnehmen?
Huh, okay. So that's the road he uses. I didn't land in time.
Wir haben Feindkontakt.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sugar. Keep that on low altitude. I'm not sure if maybe he took a wrong turning, or if this is... I thought that was on low altitude, but clearly not. Oh no, what are you doing? You're dying. Good job. You did it very well. You executed that very well. What is with this? Like, is he supposed to start over there? Maybe he used the wrong road, or maybe it's because of the Gazelle cannons. The Gazelle cannons made him stop. Like, that is a possibility. Did I seriously not send anybody else over here? That's ridiculous. Are we just getting all the zones? What's he doing? Okay, nah, never mind. He's shown up. He's got a bunch of those tanks I'm gonna really struggle to kill. Stop shooting me. I'm trying to hide, but I don't know where to hide. I don't know where to hide. Yeah, those tanks are pretty crazy, man. Is he... What's his plan there? I think those Gazelle cannons really messed him up in the opening. Although, I've noticed this tank blob. Yeah, so he went mainly for the tanks, I guess, and, you know, it has its advantages.
Hello, I like money.
Thank you.
Your dork subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, you dork. Wow, it hit. Damn, it hit. Yeah, so he's put all his eggs in this basket. Now, if we, maybe he was right. Maybe the... I hope he doesn't think I did this on purpose and just gave him maps that were worse for him both times. I actually meant to give him a good map for the French. I do struggle against his armor.
Ich habe kein gutes Gefühl bei der Sache. Unaufgeklärt! Abbesorgen! Les amateurs parlent de stratégie, les
I
professionnels.
don't think I can turn cover up on that one. But yeah, he's put all his eggs in one basket. And now, you know, I can just run into him and take all his stuff. So let's do that. Oh, hello. That's the CV, isn't it? I missed. Don't worry, you'll never hit you with that. Okay, hit you. What? That's 16 pen. Okay. I was gonna say, why am I not dead? Oh yeah, these guys have AT. Right, it's time for you to prove your mettle. Show your worth. Yeah! He hit something, I think. It's kind of hard to tell. There's so much shit flying around. Anyway, it's a shame we didn't get that, but you know, it happens. Should probably get the dozers, although they're heat, so we don't really, because the advantage of these things is that the closer they get, the more damage they do. Which means that if he gets close enough, his range advantage is no longer an advantage. Sorry, his armor advantage and everything just becomes less useful. So the main issue I've got here is I'm in a very small, tight spot here, and that's obviously bad. Because yeah, if he gets around me, then I'm outflanked and outwitted and outmaneuvered and, you know, so on. Oh, we side shot him there. Wow! Did that just fire both? It did. It can fire both, because you can switch between them, I think. But I think the real reason it did it is because on the side armor it had the pen, and then on the front armor it didn't have the pen, so it tried to swap weapons. Did we miss again? I mean, we're low cohesion, so who is surprised? I don't have a bomber. Who designed this deck? Which moron built this deck? There's a helicopter Hippie. There's a helicopter Hippie. He's killing you. I know. Alright, we got him. We might die for it, but who cares? That's a dumb idiosyncrasy in this game. Helicopters are 1 per card. Jets that kill helicopters are 3 per card. You do the maths. It's always worth it to just chuck it in. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. He's outflanking me. I need infantry there. I've been trying to hurt these Osas and so on, but he's not having it. He's not letting me hurt him. That thing is right there, though, which is useful. So yeah, we need to, I don't know which ones to buy. 30mm autocannons might be useful. He's noticed the power of the reservist. That is a HE oh crap, everybody's so clumped up here, man. Where's the Eyehawk? That's what it's for, that's why it's so far up. Bro, this costs 55 points! That was not worth it for him to do that. Although if I lost the plane, so now it's worth it. Although, no, mine's 3 per card, so no, it's not worth it. Oh, yeah. That's my best French impression. Right, so he's pushed us out of here, clearly. With the power of the reservisti. So, yeah, I think in the close quarters my tanks are better because of the kinetic thing, but that CV's doing my head in, and I can just never get it because I don't have a bomber because I'm dumb. This is obviously the game's fault, not mine. We think we hit him the first time and then missed a bit. A bit of missing there. But yeah, I think he should have bought more reservisti and less everything else, basically. Less literally everything else and more reservisti. I think we're doing quite well here. Oh yeah, I was going to buy that bomber, which I just forgot to buy again. Oh well. He's moving. So yeah, we beat... How do I kill you? How do I kill you? Because this is why I can see him. I've got really nice recon positions on this. Okay, that's a bit more of an issue. How do we kill you? These are kinetic, so maybe I can get close enough? What about this? No, it's not got the range. I need a bomber. I need this. But he's got nice AA. 290. I can't afford it. That went about as well as you might expect. But he's been scared off now. That's nice. Do we not have smoke on the foxes? We do. Just in time. Launch! Oh, we hit him! Launch! No, we lost him! Because he's only got OSAs, right? No long-range AA. So that's big. In the grand scheme of things. Okay, he started bringing the actual tanks now. I'm surprised he didn't buy those at the start. I don't think the T10Ms are that useful, frankly. There it is. Okay, well he's just gonna kill with that, right? Yeah. So I don't want to get hit by the Ursus, so let's just rip. No, we can't get him without getting hit. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. That's gonna be so useful here. How could I have forgotten? It's gonna be so useful here. It's unreal how useful that's gonna be. Also, I could use a mortar for smoke. That'd be useful. Do you know, maybe the div isn't as bad as I first thought it was. It's clearly working here.
Oui, mon commandant. Feind gesichtet. Los!
L'esprit fantassin n'existe plus. C'est un tort. Hubert!
Und noch einen Leichensack.
Sorry, I'm not talking much. This div has a lot of units. Right, this is where we absolutely deal the pain, because he will not have enough space to get out of the way. Damn, this is why I bring the man pets. And then don't buy them. And then the heli kills me. But yeah, we're in here. It's going pretty well, actually. Three, 4, 5, 6. So you can do it off the sound, right? I don't think I killed him, I think he just moved out of the zone. These T10Ms, bro. But yeah, we don't have any Appalachians in the whole division. No Appalachians in the whole division. I don't do much damage to him. He seems to do a lot more to me.
Cible ajustée. Sammel. Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Compris. Au rapport.
Je vois du mouvement devant.
Okay, he's realised he can just buy Reservisti now. I don't understand why he wasn't buying those before. That's how you win, you just buy the Reservisti. The tanks are neither here nor there, really. Don't really matter too much. Reservisti needs to be 5 points cheaper. More expensive. 5 points cheaper, gosh.
Abgesessene Kampfweise.
But yeah, you send in the tanks in first, which I don't think is such a great idea.
Feind vernichtet.
Although, they are very armoured. I've run out of rounds and it's still alive. Okay, he's still coming. Yeah, he's realised. Hey, wait a minute. Why don't I just buy Reservisti? Yes. Exactly. Reservisti, man. Get me out. Ihawk's out of range. What did I just buy that stopped me from buying my jet? He's gonna come back as well. Oh, can he push me further? That's actually a bit of a cause for concern. Oh, he might come over here. Did I not land these? I thought I landed these. Clearly not. I struggled to kill the Reservisti. I am struggling
Wo brauchen Sie uns,
Kill
Kamerad?
the Reservisti.
Ladeschütze und munitionieren im Bereitschaftsbunker. Ah, es hat mich erwischt, verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Okay.
Bien reçu.
Can't cluster the Reservisti.
Nous sommes prêts. En formation de combat.
Löwe hört. Sunny!
Has he realised that he's got nobody there? I think he might have done.
Bien joué, les gars. On les a eus.
Oh, great. These bloody things. They've got a minimum range of 250 meters or something. It should really be 350 because that's the forest range. And then they wouldn't be able to fire in the forests, which is another whole point. But yeah, so he can't shoot me. This can, though.
Tenez vos positions.
Der Himmel gibt toutes les unités. Ennemi repéré. Scheiße, war das knapp. Verdammt, wir gehen hier drauf.
Bailed out, Lamau.
Restez sur vos gardes, les gars.
Got a bit of an issue here, though. Although,
Alpha an alle. Funkenüberprüfung.
it's mainly just because it's a massive blob and they're all firing at once, I think.
Zu Befehl. Attention. Ladung Gefecht.
So if we get the AA there... Oh, we missed. Bit of an issue.
Bien joué, tireur. Quel est le plan? Pilote, sors-nous de là.
Bit of an issue here, lads.
Bien joué, tireur. Ein
Don't seem to be able to
Je suis touché.
kill this massive blob that is slowly moving towards me. Do you know what I mean? You ever get that feeling? Not sure what to do.
En arrière. En marche arrière.
I think... I wish this div had a cluster, frankly. He's got a guy there. How on earth did this chasseurs get in then?
Gib mir Morphium. Gib mir Morphium. Oui, contrôle. Affirmatif. Was sind Ihre Befehle?
Bit of an issue here, lads.
Wir haben Feindkontakt. Bien joué, Sunny. Besoin d'une frappe aérienne.
What? They've only got 8 HP? But that deals 7 damage, so how did I die? I must have been hit twice, or it was a crit.
Gib mir Morphium. Gib mir Morphium. Attention, ennemi repéré. Coup au but.
But yeah, we're side-shotting him. I guess he should have taken this and then come over here. Oh, he is also doing that. Okay. But I think we're going to win in 24 seconds. So, yeah. Basically, he didn't buy enough Reservisti. And as soon as he figured that out, he started pushing me back. So, if he had done that from the start, I think he would have won quite decisively. He just didn't realise that. Oh. He's always a very polite person, Bob.
KI laden.
You have a cluster plane, you have the Alpha Jet. Yes, XD, I have the Alpha Jet. So, I do think the div is bad. I think his div's a lot better, and I think if he had clocked earlier, oh, Reservisti spam, I think then it would have been good. But yeah, I think that map probably alright for my div because of the mix of, you know, long range, short range. But if he had just defended his flank a bit better, I think he probably would have won because then I wouldn't have been able to push there, and then he would have ground me down in mid anyway. So, and like he could have used the SU-152Ks, like I didn't see those. They're really good in that situation. And I think he shouldn't have bought the T10Ms. I think he should have just stuck to Reservistis and the other one. Yeah. So, I mean, it's been 2.5 hours now. GG, thanks. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Those were That was the full
Hi,
everything.
hello, and
That's the start of the stream. Sorry to the guys watching on Twitch, all 5 of you. I'm sorry for treating you like second-class citizens. BMP-1 is cheaper as a tank ATGM. Yes, that is correct. Oh yeah, and it's got the same armor. And it's got the Grom. It's a good comparison, actually. Let's just do that real quick. Then the BMP-1 just got 5 points more expensive, but yeah, that's a really good point. The Grom has more pen. But it doesn't go half as far. Nah, the AMX-13 is worth the 15 points more, surely, because the ATGM has 2 more pen. It goes further, which means it has more accuracy at the same range. It's got 2 side armor, which might help. They've both got smoke. But the tank gun is way better, because it's kinetic, which means as it gets closer it goes up. Which means that at the same range as the BMP 1Ps, it goes up in 175 meter increments. Don't ask me why they picked that number, but it would be 13, I think? My maths is terrible. 1925 minus 1575 divided by 175 is 2. It would be 12. So not as good, but slightly more HE, slightly less suppression, which is interesting. But more accuracy. This whole fire on the move thing really needs fixing. So when they first started the game, Warno, it came out, they gave everything, even stuff that wasn't stabilized, 5% motion accuracy, because it means that they can still fire on the move, and it is realistic, and it makes for better gameplay, and it also fit, because otherwise if you don't have that, then you won't even aim until you stop. So that's a problem things have in Wargame Red Dragon. The turret won't even turn to face the enemy until it stops, if it doesn't have a stabilizer. So they gave everything 5% stabilizers. And then sometime relatively recently with Southag, although we saw it with DivMob as well, they've just sort of forgotten that they did that. And now things just don't have the 5% stabilizers. But all the stuff from the start of the game does. So now you've got a situation where the newer stuff doesn't have the advantage the older stuff has. But they do still fire on the move. But now they have a 0% accuracy. Because I've seen them fire on the move. I've seen the M47 fire on the move. So, I don't know. The game's wonderful, right? And if you have 2,164 units, then obviously things are going to slip through the cracks. People are going to forget things, but that's just something I noticed. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat. Compare it to the 50.80 Conkers one. Right, well, okay, I guess we'll do that. I mean, it's just the same, except the Conkers, right? Oh, yeah. It's just better. It is, isn't it? Because the Conkers now has 10% more accuracy. And, I don't know, I mean, a 12 ROF tank gun with kinetic rounds is useful. So actually, I think it's still a fair comparison. I think they're both fairly priced, actually. The Conkers has more fuel. Anyway, as you can probably tell, I'm getting quite tired. But yeah, the divs need machine gun teams. Hopefully they add those. I've noticed Canada doesn't have them either. And it's like, those are the only 3 divs in the game that don't have them, and they're all Southag divs, which makes me... Oh! Was that there before? Or was it an MMG team that Canada didn't have? Is that new? What's it called? M2HB 12.7. Because yes probably hasn't been updated. Yeah, it's new. They just added that. Oh, okay. So they are listening. because I complained about that and they put it in. So there you go. So these guys will probably get their MMG and HMG teams if I complain hard enough. So I guess that's what I'm off to go do now. So unless you have any more burning questions, I'd like to thank you for watching the stream. We got 200 viewers, so it proves there is an audience out there. They just only really care about new stuff. I got bored of Warno because they keep putting in these weird divisions. Weird, boring division. I wouldn't class them as boring if you're like flinging loads of shit across the screen. I don't think they're boring. The French div, honestly, I've realised is not utterly shambolic. So I need to play it some more, basically. But yeah, this I don't know when this will come out. They told me not to say, so I don't know when this will come out. I got it a bit early, right? And what is your opinion of the best, easiest infantry NATO div? Well, that'd be 2nd Panzergren. Because there are no true infantry divs, right? I mean, so the best, easiest mechanized div would be 2nd Panzergren. If you mean actually true infantry divs, I don't even know which ones are in. Like, technically 2nd UK is an infantry division. It's got warriors, so I'd say 2nd UK then. But 2nd Panzergren's definitely the best one. Did they add the British MP Jeep? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm assuming that, because, like, doesn't Nemesis 5 have British multiplayer military police jeeps? Nemesis 4, sorry, Nemesis 4. Two Lakes, hate the map, but it has S-tier skybox. What? It's called a HMG, no MHB in YS files.
Hello, I like money.
Civic Type Ra subscribed to the channel.
Basically, somebody who's got Warno open right with the current version needs to just check if that was there. Maybe it is and I just forgot. But there should be an MMG team. Anyway, Skybox. Yeah, the nice sunset with the clouds and the sun and stuff. Okay, yeah, fine. You're right, it has an S-tier Skybox. You should do a Skybox tier list. Or are you saying I should do a Skybox tier list? The game should have random daytime and random weather in every game. Yeah, actually, I think that's a better idea. Any hotkeys you use frequently? Attack move on Q. G for reverse. I use control groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So you select units and you do control 1, and then you double press. You press 1 to select it, and double press to go to it. So I always put my radar AA on 1, my fighter on 2, my mortar on 3, my howitzer on 4, and my MLRS on 5. I always do that. Obviously, if I don't have MLRS, whatever. I tend not to use control groups to order the tanks on control group, simply because you don't get that many units, so there's no point. Age of Empires 4, you have to do it. If you want to get anywhere, you got to put your infantry on control groups. Games made in Vladivostok. Yeah, it's weird. So the myth of Warno is a game made in France is like it's literally the exact opposite. It did not see that coming. When does this come out? I don't know. This doesn't include the Army General, by the way. This thing that I've got. And yeah, the fact that the ISU can fire its direct fire and then immediately fire the howitzer. Well, I suppose it still has to aim, actually. So, because it has to re-aim, which means that actually it's not very immediate because it's going to take 26 seconds to aim. So it's really not a big deal. KGB near my guys. Yeah, I do like the two new divs, actually. The French one, when I first started the stream, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. But after playing with it, these AMX-13s are pretty fun. And if you wanted to buff it, it'd be really easy to just add 2 cards of those each. And maybe make the tank slots cheaper. I think this is going to be the new ladder spam div. It's just because if you could just buy Reservisti and buy these tanks, and like they come at 2 there, and you get so many of them, and like if you if you'd want them at 1 vet, you would get even more. So, you know, I do think this is quite strong. But it is, it has no forward deployment, right? It has no long-range AA. It has no super fighter. It is lacking in things. It has no autocannons. It has no... That's about it, really. It's got everything else. But yeah, so it is lacking, but I think it's going to be a lot like Div Mob, where people are just like, here comes the Horde. You run out of bullets before I run out of people. Like, as soon as Bottom Feeder figured out that Reservisti thing, you saw, right? He wasn't buying any Reservisti, and I was winning. And then he was like, oh, it's Reservisti time. And the front line just started going like that. And I just couldn't kill him. And the only reason I would is because he didn't figure that out at the start. If he'd started by doing that, I would have lost. So, anyway. Does the T10 have better side armor than the M1A1HA Abrams? That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Somebody will want to post that on Reddit, so let me just close this real quick. There you go. Somebody can get some free karma now. That is really, really funny. It's got more side armor than an M1A1HA. Is that realistic? Maybe it is. I mean, this thing looks like a beast. And it's got, like, sloped sides, whereas this actually doesn't have sloped sides. Well, okay, it does up here, but not... Down here it's more flat, right? And the turret is, like, rounded. Why didn't they just keep using these? Why don't they use them right now? They probably do. There's probably somebody in Eastern Europe right now in one of these tanks shooting at somebody. Because they just pull all the crap out of the storage and they're like, well, we need to fight, right? But yeah, it does have the most side armor in the game. Actually, does the tier EUD... Yep, most side armor in the game. So, anyway, now I'm going to go play Factory Duel. It's way too big. Hippie, you mentioned that Spain got a few buffs. Yeah, I was wrong. Sorry. It only didn't have MMGs. Okay, my bad. See if they added Legion, Recon, Sublinde. I don't think they did. Because this is the Legion, and this is the Sublinde, but there's no Legion, Recon, Sublinde. So, it would be nice, wouldn't it? But what can I say? Don't need autocannons if you get 3 cards of 15-point MG trucks. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I got a shill. So I stream every day, guys. And you can join as a channel joiner if you want, but I appreciate times are hard for everybody. And I stream every day. So tomorrow we will be playing... we'll be playing the Tuhu Empires. So this is the Warno killer. It's called Tuhu Empires. And... Oh, I thought he... Yeah, there it is. So, it's got multiplayer. It's Age of Empires 2, but Tuhu. And you can, like, spawn villagers and stuff. It's like a proper RTS. And then you've got heroes that have magic powers, and they've added a 1v1 thing to it in the demo. So that's what we'll be streaming tomorrow. This is the Warno killer. So yeah, you get like infantry, cavalry, which ride cotton buds, apparently. And then you get bucks which shoot spells. And then mages, apparently. I'm not sure what these are. They've got spears, right? Oh yeah, these are probably the infantry and these are villagers. So yeah, it's like a proper RTS. It's pretty interesting. And they said they've re-released the demo. And it's got multiplayer, so I want to play that. Anyway, I really should be going. I'm sorry for dragging this out so long, but you guys keep saying things. So. Doesn't your religion forbid this type of game? I don't know. I don't want to play that Uma Muse thing that people keep talking about. They should obviously all be wearing hijabs. So, I don't know, as long as they're not getting their tits out or anything, I think it should be alright, but I don't know. It depends how strictly you interpret it. Some people are like, no music, no nothing. And they like, no artistic pursuits of any kind. I've got people in my family like that. And they're like, you can't draw things. It's a sin against God. Most people aren't that strict. Anyway, goodbye.